You see, it's quite interesting when you listen to Mam Kize and you say, who's Mam Kize? And you start tracing the history of Mam Kize, and then it links back to the ANC. After linking back to the ANC, and then there are scandals, and then she's shielded, and then you say, how come does she enjoy those privileges? You only need to be affiliated to a most political party for you to enjoy such privileges. But I'll take you on a journey today about Mam Kize. This was necessitated by a question asked by the Portfolio Committee Chairperson Ulian. When he asked us this simple, important and basic fundamental question and said, we've been asking questions. Why this individual keep getting away with everything? And then he goes on to say, but there are firearms that were found at Mam Kize's residential area. When they were checked, they linked back to this person. But this person was flagged before to have committed crime, and that person happens to be the very same person that Mkhwanazi is talking about. Then you start to say, wait. It turns out that that very same individual links back to the ANC. Mam Kize links back to the ANC. You say, how many more of these scandals? We don't know. And how many more of such scandals will just disappear under the sun? You see, the problem about life of shortcuts is that it has got short legs. It doesn't live long. The problem about this life is it will catch up with you. One way or the other. It might not necessarily, sometimes it might not catch up with you directly, but it will catch up with your children. And you are blessed if you die without having to face your consequences, but your children are most likely to face the consequences you were able to run away from. They will not be successful. So, I thought to myself, let me give you this context, or let me give you this story. Now, I want to insert the video from the chairperson of portfolio committee, police portfolio committee chairperson. I want to insert this video. I want you to listen to this. We're going to be doing a lot of videos. This is a journey. This is a marathon. So we need to travel this, and we will be traveling this because this is very interesting. There are so many videos that I could have created today, but I was waiting for this press conference and all the stuff. And tomorrow we'll be waiting for Mr. President. But before Palapala or Cupcake can speak, listen to the chairperson here.
Then I want to move over to the matter of Mr. Vusi Musi Kat Mutlala. 8 weeks ago, we started questioning matters of how Mr. Mutlala continuously gets accreditation from the Private Security Regulatory Authority despite his past transgressions. Now, you'd remember a few months ago, SARS conducted a raid at Mkhwanazi, Miss Mkhize's home, the owner of a well-known soccer club. During that raid, a whole cache of firearms were seized. All of those firearms were registered to a security company belonging to none other than Mr. Kat Mutlala. Now, after questioning Sira about how on earth they continued to allow accreditation, the answer was that they couldn't find a transgression. Now, if it were you or I that kept firearms illegally at a property where they're not registered to be kept and that's not fit and proper for keeping those firearms, we would not only face criminal procedures, but we would obviously have our firearms seized. Well, all of the firearms were returned to the said security company, and up until now, despite the parliamentary question submitted 2 months ago, again, unfortunately, no answer.
For a moment, you think to yourself, hey, some people are untouchable, ne? Aren't they? I think they are. Some people just get away with a lot of things. And, Yabana, you and I, like he said, if it was you and I being found not with the firearm, a cartridge, that cartridge will be investigated, probably linked to something else. You will probably serve 10 years for being found with a cartridge. Then somebody is found with more than 40 rifles, and nothing happens to them. They get away. In fact, the owner of the rifles bypass a lot of things. Where are they getting their powers? Who is behind them? Who are the most influential and powerful people behind them? So much so that they get away with everything. That's the question. But I want just to have a look at Mam Kize for a moment. Mam Kize seems to live a life that is worth reading about. Again, let's say Mam Kize is now in another scandal. Forgery allegation rock Mam Kize over Royal AM purchase. Businesswoman and reality TV personality Mam Kize. Mkhwanazi is at the center of a growing scandal following allegation that she forged her sister's signature to purchase Royal AM Football Club and register multiple companies without her consent. According to an explosive report by News 24, Mamkhize's sister Nosipho Ngubo has accused her of fraudulently using her identity while she was recovering from an hysterectomy and battling COVID-19 in 2020. Mamkhize allegedly used her sister's identity as a front to hide her assets from her estranged husband, Sbumpisan, amid divorce proceeding in which he was demanding half of her joint estate. Report News 24 report. Ngubo detailed her claim in an affidavit submitted to Durban High Court on the 2nd of July 2025, stating that she had no knowledge of her name being used in Royal AM transaction or in other companies, including Lungza Management Consultant, Igugu Lotlebe Business Enterprise, Ukwakhiwa Group, and Mamkhize Foundation. This is interesting. Then it continues. Before we continue, this is interesting, and I'm going to tell you why. Hey, actually, Sbumpisan has money lying around, but I'll tell you why. The allegation comes to a turbulent time for Mam Kize, who is already embroiled in a legal dispute with the South African Revenue Service, SARS. SAP has recently seized Ngubo's bank accounts and movable assets to recover 12 million tax debt linked to companies in question, liabilities Ngubo insists she had no part in. The financial blow left Ngubo and her husband in a dire situation, reportedly struggling to meet basic obligation. Mamkhize herself is currently under investigation for nearly 40 million rand unpaid tax. Royal AM, the football club she famously acquired and rebranded, has since been placed under curatorship and faces potential liquidation due to ongoing financial distress. Mamkhize has yet to issue a public statement regarding the forgery allegation. As the matter heads to court, the outcome have serious implications not only for her personal reputation but also the future of the broader Mamkhize business empire. There was a person who divorced with someone, and what this person did during divorce, another female took the assets and hid them under her, the mother. Or she sold the asset, the houses. The husband knew about it, but just did not want to follow up. I don't know what the wife did, the ex-wife did. Provoked the husband. Unprovoked, I don't know what she did. The husband says it's fine. They went to court. The husband says, oh, by the way, I know that you had 1, 2, 3, and 4, and I didn't get a share when you were selling them. Before we can continue with this, let's go back. She was devastated. You see, the point I'm trying to prove here is, during the divorce, if it can be proven that indeed she was hiding all these assets under this person, it means even if she manages to get, maybe, let's say SARS get their money, she's still left with businesses. It means that Mumbezana will have a right to come back and say, oh, by the way, Mamkhize, can you and I talk? Since you made 100 million profit of your assets and you fraudulently hide them, two things. It's either you give me the share or we go through the criminal way where I open a criminal case against you for forgery and all these things for hiding these assets. Then the court will get it from me and I will allow the court. So it's either we go that route or we sit down, you give me what is mine. But what I'm trying to say is, there is a saying that says, they mean things like this. For a moment you look smart, you look bright, you are intelligent, you get away with everything. They leave you. Then the law catches up with you just when you are so comfortable. Then everything catches up with you. And then you swear that you are bewitched. You swear that somebody is jealous of your success. You forget how you accumulated it. This is a typical and important lesson for every person who's aspiring to succeed in life. There are two lessons that you get from the story. Number one, it matters how you get the success. It's very important. No wonder there's a verse in the Bible that says, the wealthy gotten through corrupt or unrighteous means, you will never enjoy it. It goes as far as saying somebody will enjoy your wealth. Through Mam Kize, you are learning the practicality of that verse. But it's just beyond that. The second aspect is this one. You know, it is interesting that people don't understand. They just choose to marry income-mutual property. Because majority of people who want income-mutual property is women, because they are pursuing success. They want security through that man. That no wonder there's this thing of every woman wants a man who has more money than them. It never dawned to them that one day they will be rich or they can be rich. Now they will want divorce or things will happen, they will divorce. Then they now have to pay the husbandman. By the way, just for the sake of this topic, do you know that in a heterosexual relationship, go check your stats. In a heterosexual relationship, do you know who's most probably likely to initiate divorce between men and women? For a moment, think about it. Do you know who's probably most likely to initiate a divorce? It's a female. Around 60 to 68% of divorce in a heterosexual relationship is initiated, or those divorces are initiated by females. But when they are broke, don't consider themselves broke. That's a funny part about women. They don't consider themselves broke. When a woman is broke, she only thinks that she hasn't found the right guy. But when a guy is broke, it's not worth dating her. Society. Hey, but that's not where we are. This I say because it is important to understand that most of those women who are now complaining about a man, I wouldn't feed a man, they forget from the beginning. For them, it was a matter of security. Now they got comfortable in the relationship. They accumulate wealth. Now that they've accumulated the wealth, being in the relationship, having been in this marriage through an income-mutual property, now they are wealthy or they are successful. It's now difficult to come out. That's why some of them are trapped. They would have long divorced. They know. They will either have to get rid of the husband or they will have to share. Do you see the conundrum? So it brings that lesson number 2. Even if you are broke as a woman. Stop this thing of thinking, now if we are lying, there are so liars who saying, women marry up, it's God's nature. I get when the world said that, not when Christian says that. You are a prostitute. For the fact that you put money first, that's a definition of prostitute. Even if you are married to that man, you are a prostitute. Full stop. Just teaching you some few lessons. And let me qualify what I say. There's a verse in the book of Leviticus that says, do not prostitute your daughter. Go and study. What were they doing back in the days? What they were doing is, the family will look at who's financially stable so they can get something from that. Then they will take their daughters and they will make their daughter to marry that person. Hence, the Bible writes, do not prostitute your daughter. Even then, before Oxford Dictionary was written, which still states that that's prostitution. Even then, the Bible have already written that that's prostitution. So there's this prostitution that is happening. It is happening whether you are a Christian or not. It's even worse when you're a Christian. They call it it's woman's nature, blah blah. It's nonsense. You are a prostitute. As long as you put money first, love second, you are a prostitute. Full stop. And I can teach you so many times in the Bible where God puts love first and material second. If I will date you for your beauty, it's still not marriage according to God. If you marry me for money and love second, it's still not marriage according to God. It's prostitution. Forget about it. So, most of you guys, you go into relationships, marriage, putting this thing of he must secure, he must have everything, all this nonsensical thing. And then you get into that marriage. And then you succeed. And then you want to divorce. And then it's now your actions catches up with you. You can't divorce. Why? Because you have to share. Imagine now your husband earns 50,000 rand a month, and when you are wealth, you earn 10,000. You earn per annum, probably you earn 10 million rand. Per annum, maybe he earns 1.8 million rand. Now you're thinking, hey, I'm the moneyed one. Now I need to exit. That's how people get to a point of trying to kill others because of that. So there are so many lessons from this, but because we are this generation that focuses on the excitement, we never learn these lessons from these people. I'm telling you, today I did this video. Tomorrow I will meet a person who watched this video who will say, I want a rich husband. They have this super annoying thing. Guys, I appreciate Zoto Aband for one reason. That woman knows she's a prostitute. She tells you that I'm selling. Full stop. She owns up to the truth. That's the only reason I like Zoto Aband. Not this prostitute that we're dealing with on a day-to-day basis. People who are selling, but they just don't want to tell her. Just because you are married to me doesn't necessarily mean, my sister, you and I. It doesn't mean that you are not prostituting yourself to me. But again, it's a topic that we'll have on another day. Because, just venting. Because I'm seeing society, man. We are becoming something else. But again, that's just me digressing. I'll see you guys on the next episode.